I have been renting this place, which is a private room in a building of art studios, since September, so for about 6 months. I moved in during a very hectic time in my life. If you know anything about running a small business, you might know that the Christmas season is kind of the most busy time of year for selling art, and I really needed a space. I had been working in basically the hallway of my one-bedroom apartment. I have an old studio tour that is actually really funny for me to watch, where I talk about how I fit everything into all the nooks and crannies of my one-bedroom apartment. Ever since I moved in, I've been kind of operating in a state of controlled chaos. Nothing really had a home. Things were kind of just getting put away wherever they fit. I kind of see my art studio as an extension of my practice, where it's kind of like a living organism. Things are always changing and evolving based on the season, and it's hard to predict where things will go next. I did just turn 30, and it's springtime, so I did a bunch of spring cleaning this month. I also did an art market and a shop update. There were just so many different elements and little tasks that I had to keep track of, which is why I was so excited when Milanote agreed to sponsor the video. Milanote is a tool for organizing creative projects. Organizing things in Milanote kind of feels like working on the wall of a creative studio. It's so handy to have my to-do list, my mood board, and my creative brief all in one place. I loved being able to link products and build a budget, which was key when I was deciding what I needed to buy and what could be DIY'd for this project. I love how I can see all of my ideas and thought processes and color palettes all in one place. The swatch sheet and color picking tools are so great for building color palettes, and since Milanote updates across apps, I just pulled up my board on my phone to compare colors at the hardware store. It was just me tackling this project, but with Milanote you can collaborate and share your boards, which would be so handy if I was working with a team. I could definitely see myself using Milanote to share mood boards with illustration clients. I'm really proud of the transformation that my studio went through this month, and I really don't think I could have done it as effectively without Milanote. Milanote is free with no time limit, so sign up today and get started planning your next creative project. Thanks Milanote for sponsoring the video. I have a lot of excuses for why my studio looks like this right now. At the end of March, I loaded up my car with 2 pairs of skis and 5 2-foot by 3-foot paintings, drove 6 hours to Montana where I celebrated my birthday, saw some friends, crashed a wedding, drove up to the Flathead to Good Luck Gallery, which is where my paintings will be displayed until the middle of the summer. I painted a mural with some of my friends in a garage. And I did my first art market since December, so I had to reorder all of my prints and all of my stickers, which always kind of entails a studio disaster. Let's clean this shit up. So the yellow door. I painted this door when I was feeling very sad and blue, and like this corner was very dark and depressing. I basically chose this color because it was in the discount section at the hardware store, and I was like, you know what, I love a bright yellow, but do I? I don't know. It does kind of look cute, like in this shot. It's just too bright. It keeps catching the corner of my eye when I'm painting, and I'm just not into it anymore. When I first moved in, this was painted like 5 different colors. It was like purple, green, white. So at the time, it was maybe a little more necessary to paint the door, and it was definitely an upgrade. Okay, I'm gonna put my apron on. So I have paint on my face. This is like a stand that my neighbor gave me, but it's this really ugly gray color, and I feel like if it was white, it would look better. It's also covering my radiator. Might as well. I genuinely cannot tell if I love going to Ikea or if I hate it with every fiber of my being. I like measured out everything. I looked at the website. I know what I want. So I'm gonna try not to get too distracted in here. I always get so distracted in the like organizational section. Driving here from Salt Lake is only like 20 minutes away, but it is the most horrifying drive ever. I just feel like people are all over the place. Some people are like going 90, passing you on the right. Some people, it seems like it's their first day driving. I hate driving. Why is there not a train? Would I be able to put an Ikea thing on a train? I don't know. There should be a better way. Why isn't there a better way? I don't need this, but do I need it? I don't need this, but do I need it? Now we must build the drawers.
It does seem quieter in here. I don't know if it's just because there aren't other people in here.
It is, I think, quieter with the rug down. Yeah. If I got some like insulation, like music room insulation, like that eggshell stuff.
Foam.
Yeah. And then I could hang something over the top. I probably should have done a sketch, but it's gonna be more fun for me if I just go for it.
Penelope would like come when I would call her.
Aww.
Like, Penelope, and she'd come running in.
I remember when we first got Nora, I tried to teach her how to do that. She still does kind of come when you ask her to. Or like, I feel like she recognizes
Just any word.
if
like,
not like her name, but yeah, like
yeah.
doo-doo, Nora. Nora will like cry if her bowl is empty, and then we'll fill it with dry food, and then she'll just like walk away. And she's not hungry. She's just like, hey, I might be hungry soon, so you might want to feed me.
gross. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you do. A little bit.
Okay, my door makeover is finished. I couldn't just go with like a basic beige door. I was partially inspired by Ariel Bassette's video where she paints a piece of furniture in kind of like a folk arty style. The main visual reference that I used on my Milano board was this picture of the Walter Anderson Museum. He was like a folk artist that was painting in the mid-century in Louisiana and Mississippi. He painted every single surface. Like the doors and all of the walls are painted with his motifs and stuff. It was really beautiful. You can tell that these are kind of my favorite colors. Everything kind of goes together right now. The studio is almost done and I do want to share a little tour with you, but there's one more place that I want to take us. Hello? Oh, it's you. Come in. Come in, come in. All right, the studio makeover is complete. I feel so good. It feels so organized. It just feels really good to be in here. That's my goal always. I want to enjoy being in here and I want to make it a functional and usable place to be productive and make work. So yeah, let's have a look around. This space wins the award for most improved. You might have noticed that I had a plastic folding table here for a long time. I would just use it a lot as like extra workspace basically. And I have been wanting a workbench that was at counter height for a really long time. I've been looking literally once a week on Facebook Marketplace since I moved in for something like this, and for some reason in my area things like this just don't come up very often. This is basically going to be my order packing station. It has all of my prints and stickers, Patreon stuff, art market supplies, and mailers. There's like bubble mailers and all of these things. My big prints are here, which you saw at the beginning of the video. Whenever I would have to deal with my big prints, I would basically have to spread out on the floor. I do want to get like a big whiteboard just for like productivity reasons. And then over here we have all of my sketchbooks and sketching supplies. I actually salvaged this thing from the dumpster outside of my art supply store, which is a place that I find myself in often. You should go there. They throw away things that are definitely usable. They were throwing away a bunch of old brush display things and I just was like, hey, could I have that? And the guy who was throwing it away was like, yeah, I don't care. It did have some labels that I couldn't get off, so I just spray painted it. I used to have all these Tombow markers and Posca pens in a drawer, and now that they're in this thing and they are organized by rainbow order, I have been using them so much more. Go figure. And then we have my desk. I got this from Ikea also, this little laptop stand. I really like this thing. It's nice. It makes me feel like I have a little bit more desk space. My desk is from FlexiSpot. I pretty much always have it at the standing height. I love working standing up. I feel like I'm always like flittering around the room. I feel like there's like a design faux pas where everything is just kind of pushed against the corners of the room, but I do like having a big open space for me to kind of like go from different stations. And then the other things that live on my desk are basically just this little Pomodoro timer. I just set it to 30 minutes and then when the 30 minutes are up, I take a break. And then over here I have my little like electronics station, so all of my cords and everything live in there. And then these are my two printers. This is a thermal label printer and then this is just a Epson photo printer. I don't print prints on this or anything. I just use this to print labels and sometimes packaging things. And then it also has a scanner, which is really nice for scanning artworks. And then in here I have a lot of like tools and random things. I'm not going to go through the drawers, but these are both Alex drawers from Ikea. We have another Alex drawer here and this houses all of my like flat big pieces of paper. And then we have all of my paint. On the shelf I have all of my art books and sketchbooks, and up here there's just some extra mailers and some old journals and things. This pegboard actually came with the space, and I have my main go-to stuff up here, like my ruler and scissors and stuff. I don't know. It's just there. You probably saw at the beginning of the video, but I used to have those two carts. I actually gave those both away to friends. Basically replaced both of them with this rolling paint cart. When I first moved in, I thought that I would be doing a lot more painting on that side of the room since it gets really beautiful light in the beginning of the day. But something I'm kind of learning about myself is that I do a lot of administrative tasks in the morning and I'm kind of slow creatively. So I do a lot more painting and creative work in the afternoons. And since my window faces southeast, this is just kind of the area that makes the most sense to paint in. It just gets the best light most consistently throughout the day. My easel is just one of the standing easels from Blick, and it's one of these adjustable ones that I'm always fucking around with. I got this when I was still working out of my apartment full time, but I really wish I would have got one of the ones that folds over flat, because I do kind of feel like I don't have enough space for varnishing these bigger paintings, so it'd be nice to have the bigger one, but it works fine, and I use it pretty much every day. I'm so glad that I got this. It was definitely the right move. It's nice to have the extra workspace over here, and then I love that it's on wheels, so I can move it over to my desk if I feel like painting just at the desk. I have this Stay Wet palette that has my glass palette in it, these two things which I fill with water, and then all of my brushes. There's extra paint in here. These palettes that I use when I work with gouache. I got this cute little vintage toolbox while I was in Montana, and this is where I've been storing all of my gouache. There's acrylic gouache, regular gouache, and some watercolor in here. I have been on the fence about buying one of those Toyo steel toolboxes forever, but I found this for like 15 bucks at a vintage store, so definitely recommend checking the vintage before you buy something online. And then over here is basically just miscellaneous canvas and surface storage. I have like a little basket back there that holds some tube mailers and some canvases that I have not primed yet. All right, that's the end of the project. I am so happy with how it turned out. It feels so comfy, cozy, organized, productive, nice in here. I'm really proud of the work that I did. Oh yeah, I removed my gallery wall because I feel like it was adding just extra clutter. And it's kind of nice to hang paintings up there for photo opportunities and to kind of just get a feel for how things look on a blank white wall. I love how my door turned out. I'm so glad it's not that bright yellow anymore. It feels so much more calm and chill in here without that. I hope this gave you some inspiration for what you might want to do in your space, or at the very least was just nice company to do something productive with for a little while. I feel incredibly lucky to have a dedicated space just for art making, and part of the reason why that is possible is because you guys support me here on YouTube and on Patreon, where I post a monthly podcast talking about new projects and things I've been working on, things I've been inspired by, and you can pay a little bit more to get a sticker and a postcard print in the mail every month. If you have ever been a patron, you made this possible, so thank you so much. You're the best. You can pretty much watch my entire artistic journey on YouTube, so if you want to watch some old cringy videos, those exist on this channel. Thanks again to Milanote for sponsoring the video. I really could not have done this project without the help of their creative planning tools. I really highly recommend checking them out. It's really cool. Completely free. Amazing. All right, I hope you liked the video. I'll be back with a regular old studio vlog very soon. I love you so much. I hope you have a really great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.
Google which players are queer. Only one.
What? As if.
I know.
There's no way.
I don't know anything about soccer. Midfielder or something.
Midfielder. She's one of the running ones.
Yeah, exactly.
She's running around.
I got this book called Cleat Cute. It's like a,
What?
Yeah, it's like a
Cleat cute? Oh, like meat cute? Oh my god, stop.
Yeah, but it's like too corny. I can't.
Dude, you read romance novels?
I love what's my romance novel.
What are some that you read that you like?
Oh man, okay, Lucky Red. We have to love horses.
I love horses.
It's a western. This one has a dumb title, but it was actually really good. It's about a painter. It's called An Island Princess Starts a Scandal.
Stop! An island princess starts a scandal?
Yeah. Oh, one last stop is a fun one that's set in Brooklyn.
Cute. Train related? Okay.
Have you read Ruby Fruit Jungle?
No.
Oh, that one's a classic. I have that one too for others you want. It's written in like the 70s, I think.
It's you reading faster. You're like, okay, yeah. Things are happening.